Hey everyone, this is Ben Carmichael with New England on the Fly. I'm here today with my dad, Andy Sparks. We're here at the beach house in southern Maine, doing the third video in our gear and beer series, where we pair two of our favorite things, Maine microbreweries or New England microbreweries, and fishing gear. And we're going to talk about both. Andy, you want to talk a little bit about what we got lined up today?
So we got, I'll start with my favorite, the beer. The Geary's Summer Ale right now. Geary's is a local beer company. Started out in Portland, Maine. One of the first microbrews in the country, actually. Got a couple of brew pubs around. It's an excellent beer. Solid brewing beer for many years here in Maine. If you're in downtown Portland, you should stop on the at the brewery there and get yourself a brew pub beer. And if you're in Freeport, they have another local spot. Their Summer Ale is a light beer, and it's got the famous Maine lobster sitting on it. It's how you know Geary's, they throw lobsters all over their beers. Cheers.
The gear we're going to talk about today is actually what we're wearing. Bet you never thought you'd be a fashion model, but here you are.
I'm told that the pink looks great. That's the women tell me that.
My wife, his daughter-in-law, just said that. So Rail Riders is a company that was originally founded as sailing clothing. So riding the rails, I'm not a sailor or boater really myself, but when you lean out over the side of the boat and the sailboat's tilting like this to counterbalance it, that's riding the rails, and that's sort of like the apex of the experience. So John, the founder of Rail Riders, big sailor himself, super nice guy, lived in Massachusetts for a long time, has made this clothing for a number of years, really high performance. Buddy of mine who fishes out on Nantucket and is just absolutely fishing crazed, including he's a big tarpon fisherman, told me he believes that this is some of the nicest fishing clothing available, and so I had to check it out.
And I have to agree. I was not familiar with Rail Riders, and now that I've worn it, it's great stuff. I'm a huge fan of the cell phone convenient clothing wear, and I know that Ben's laughing at this, but all the stuff I buy now, it's like, where am I going to put my cell phone? Many of you are probably the same way. But Rail Riders, this shirt, zipper, inside pocket, unzips, cell phone sits in it. That is awesome. So not only is it great looking, so I'm told, but incredibly functional. It's got great wicking capabilities. Been out fishing. We live about a block off the beach here and do a lot of surf fishing, do a lot of wading. And the shorts and the shirts and whatever material is being used here is not only wicking, but it is non-absorbent. The first 3 splashes don't even sink in, and it's been a great addition to my fishing sort of gear, as well as, quite frankly, my social gear, so I'm told.
Yeah. I agree with Andy on the wicking part and the water repellent. First time, actually, Andy put on these shorts, we went out just down here to the beach and went striper fishing, and I was paying attention to his clothing. Again, something I don't often do, but wandered into the water, and the shorts actually repelled water in and I'm not exaggerating, an almost vortex-like fashion. It was sort of beating up on top of them. More recently, I went on a trip where I was exploring a bunch of new rivers, was in wading boots and chest waders for the week. I wore these, I hope you can see these pants all week long, every day. They repelled not only the funk of being in chest waders for the week, but as soon as I took the chest waders off, they started to dry out. I wasn't uncomfortable, not something that you would have happen with cotton or chinos or something like that.
Yeah, and I can't really stand up and show you. You'll lose me in the camera angle, but the take my word for it. The shorts are loaded with pockets, the usual sort of Velcro on either side, and the actual hand pockets on either side. One has Velcro as well as a regular pocket. The other one has a full zipper on the side. Again, sort of cell phone friendly or wallet friendly or whatever it is. I mean, to have a sort of zipper up the side is really sort of unique in terms of those of us wandering around in shorts. Obviously, we're not running out in the surf with our wallets, but if you're walking to town or walking to Portland to get yourself a Geary's beer, then you're throwing your wallet in, and having a zipper side pocket is a great addition to these shorts.
Yep. Bunch of them look great out in the fields. I also put on a sort of merino half zip turtleneck piece that Rail Riders makes as well. My wife took one look and said, "Oh, you could wear that out to dinner as well." And for me, that's great. You know, I don't like having to buy a lot of clothes that are just fishing or just social life. So have something that I can sort of wear off the stream and roll right into a pub or into dinner with my wife is great to have as well.
Totally agree. I see him wearing it all the time.
And final thing I would say is, you know, devil is often in the details of these things. Rail Riders really figured out some of the details. They've got some mesh down the side here, which you notice when you're wearing it, but actually doesn't really stand out to others when they're looking at you. They got the nice zipper in the front. Pants that I'm wearing also have a nice zipper that you can tuck your cell phone into so it doesn't fall out. They've got some holes well positioned in various places to drain water in case you do submerge. The buttons, I know this is a funny thing, but they're obviously not really cheaply made buttons. They're well sewn on. You know, you can tug at these, use it for a while, and I have confidence that you're not going to be losing buttons and having it to take it to your wife or to, you know, your tailor or something like that to have them put on new buttons. So, Rail Riders, if you haven't heard of them before, highly recommend you check them out. You'll see hikers, travelers, sailors. You're not going to see a lot of fly fishermen or fishermen in their catalogs, but I have a feeling that's about to change.
Great stuff. Great casual wear, great fishing wear. So, highly recommend it. I would suggest you come to Maine. I'd suggest you go to Portland. I'd suggest you stop in at Geary's Brew Pub, get yourself a summer ale or any of their others. We'll be reviewing some of the other Geary's ales as we go along in this gear and beer thing. So you're going to hear a lot about Geary's. It's got a great reputation, and we look forward to sharing a couple more beers with you. So, cheers.
Thanks for joining us.